Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I've decided to do how to apply foundation, and I've mixed the Rimmel London Matte Foundation with the NO7 foundation. The thing is, I kind of got the wrong colour, and now I just mix these two together and then I get my perfect shade. And what I'm using to put on my foundation is this Pointed Foundation Real Techniques brush. And all I do with this is I just like to put it in the places I would usually put my foundation. So with this, it makes life easier. And I just like to put it in the places where I need some coverage, and yeah. So once you've got your foundation, I also like to put the tiniest bit on top of my eyes as well. And once you're done with that, what you're going to want to do is, this is your choice. Sometimes I go for the buffing brush from Real Techniques, but most of the time I do use this Miracle Complexion sponge from Real Techniques, and I absolutely love this sponge. So yeah, and all I do is I like to then start blending. Now there is a kind of a slant to this, and compared to the Beauty Blender has a one simple shape, so I do like the Real Techniques ones a bit more. Here's a little bit of a close-up, and I just like to use this side of it. Also, if you are using this, make sure you wet it under the tap before putting on your foundation or concealer. If it's not a liquid foundation, I would suggest not to wet this, but if it is a liquid foundation like mine is, then I would definitely say to wet this. So I usually start off with my chin and I go all the way to my head. So I would do half my face first and then I would do the other half. So I'm just going to be gently just tapping in and kind of using this dabbing motion. Just going under my eyes, under my nose. I'm just going to blend that all out. And also, before I did put on my foundation, I forgot to tell you guys, I did use some L'Oreal primer. Just doing the same thing. And now from the forehead, I like to then move on to my left side. And this is quite a little bit of a tip, is not to press too hard, because that is not really gonna do anything. It's not really going to make your foundation kind of blend faster. So once you are done with blending in your foundation, and once you're happy with the coverage the foundation gave you, I then like to go in with my very favorite concealer. And the concealer is this Collection Lasting Perfection Eliminate Wear Concealer, and I've got it in the colour Cool Medium 2. I absolutely am in love with this concealer. It has amazing coverage, and it's not really on the pricey side. It's only £4.25 for a concealer, which I think is quite a good price for some concealers, because some concealers are quite highly priced. So with my concealer, I like to just put some under my eyes like this. So as you can see that I've done the same exact thing all over my face. I just like to draw these kind of weird looking flowers on my forehead and my eyes. And yeah, and then I like to get my Beauty Blender out, and I like to just kind of use the same dabbing motion again and blend it all in. Okay, now I'm finally done with blending in my concealer. Now, if you have run out of eye primer, which I actually have, and this is quite an easy life hack, and what you could do is use your concealer as an eye primer, which I actually do enjoy this concealer on my eyelids than the actual primer. So all this does is, before you apply your eyeshadow, put this on and it will make your eyeshadow stay much more longer in the day. So I'm just going to blend this out quickly with my fingers. So now that I am done with putting concealer on my eyelids, and you can see that I'm fully coveraged, if that's even a word, probably not. Now this is quite a life hack I kind of made myself. Now here's a bit of a thing where what happened to me was that I didn't have any eye brightener to put under my eyes, and I had accidentally bought this wrong coloured concealer, and this is in the colour Fair One. So this is the lightest colour and that is not my colour, and I bought the wrong thing. So what I like to do with this is I used to just use the same concealer but in a different colour, which is the lightest colour you can get. And what I like to do is I like to just dot that under my eyes. And since I've been using this, it's literally been doing the same exact thing as an eye brightener would do. So this is literally my eye brightener now, and that's what I've literally been using. And now I'm just going to be taking my Miracle Complexion Sponge from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to be just using the same exact dabbing motion and just dabbing that in. And as you can tell, under my eyes look much more brighter. Hopefully you can tell on camera. I like to get the most perfect coverage is use my Real Techniques powder brush, and I like to go with my Collection Sheer Loose powder, and this is one of my loose powders. And what I like to do is I like to just put a bit on the lid, because this is insane and it would fly around, as you can probably tell now by the video. It is everywhere. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's flying everywhere, and literally the worst things about these powders. And I just got some in my hair. How great is that? Okay, now that it's out my hair, I can now carry on. So what I like to do is to blend that out. And I've got a bit more. Okay, there we go. And all this powder does is make sure that your foundation and your concealer stay on for the whole day, so it would last you the whole day. So that's all this powder does. Then I just like to use my baking powder. And what I like to do with the baking powder is I put it on my beauty blender, and I like to go under my eyes just to bake. Now you don't really have to do this to get the most perfect coverage, but I like to do it because under my eyes is a bit red and it's quite dark, and I just like to brighten it up a bit. So now I'm probably going to leave it on for 2 minutes. Now what I would do in these 2 minutes is I would let it sit for 2 minutes. As the time's passing by, I like to do my eyeshadow, and then once I've done with my eyeshadow, then I like to go back and get my big Real Techniques brush and blend it all out. So I will see you in 2 minutes. Passed, and I'm back, and I'm just going to blend it out. I'm just going to go in the down motion, and all this does again is kind of like an eye brightener but a different consistency. And it to go all over my face. And now that comes to the end of the video. This is my full on coverage look, and I'm going to be doing a quick little picture right now. With full coverage foundation, concealer, baking powder, and some translucent loose powder. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you already haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.